Hello, my little sugar plum fairies. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, my name is Megan. Today we have a whole hour together, so I'm going to try and just relax a little bit, hang out with you, share what is going on. The room you are presently looking at is my son's room. I will tell you why in just a moment, but let me just say what this whole video is. This whole video is like I did my best, but it's not perfect. Like real life ADHD, I spent the whole day doing something and it doesn't look like much kind of a clean. Although I will say, like, this room by the end does look significantly better. My daughter's bedroom by the end will look significantly better, and then not again by the very end. And the bathrooms will look a lot better. So I don't know, I did a good job, but like there was a lot of clutter shifting happening because I got distracted many times. So let's break down why I'm wearing a mask, and what is happening. So here's the deal. My son has influenza A at the moment. He is currently recovering, like as I'm doing the voiceover on Monday. He's better. Thank goodness school is out for 2 weeks, so he can relax and there's no issues with that. But last week, he came down with the flu. We didn't know he had the flu. We actually didn't even know he had a fever, to be honest, because we didn't check his temperature because we are horrible parents. But when I picked him up from school on Friday, he looked horrible, and he felt horrible. And I was like, we are going straight to urgent care, where we found out he had a fever of 103. He had the flu, et cetera, et cetera. So his room, what you're looking at, needed to be cleaned out. All of the glasses, cups, trash, laundry. He didn't have sheets on his bed. They were in the closet. I don't know why. And so when he wasn't feeling well, he was like, hey, do you mind if I sleep in Amelia's room, our daughter's room? Because it's clean. Like, it was a nicer environment for him to sleep in. And also I'll talk about his bed in a minute, but we'll get to that. So our daughter doesn't sleep in her room. Oh, hi, Willow. Archie's going to come in a second too. I let the camera keep rolling. So I thought I would give you some dog footage. But anyway, so Amelia doesn't sleep in her bedroom. And I mean, sometimes we'll play in there, but really, like, her room is just mostly for storage, like her toys and her clothes and whatever. And then sometimes we play in there. So I was like, sure, you can stay in her room. That's fine. Like, I get why you don't want to stay in your hovel, right? So that was the situation. However, on this morning that you're watching, which I believe was Sunday, yesterday. I don't know. Time doesn't make sense anymore. But on Sunday, my daughter all of a sudden decided that she desperately wanted to play in her room, like could not be kept out. And so he was still asleep in there in the morning. And I was like, all right, I can't just like kick him out of there and tell him he has to go back in his room when his room is like not a place to rest and recover, right? So I'm like, I will clean his room. I will sanitize it, even though he's still kind of sick. I'll clean his room, make it more cozy, make it more somewhere that he would feel comfortable in. And then once he moves back in there, then I can go in her room and clean that out and sanitize everything so that she can play in there. So that is what you're seeing. However, there were many side quests, and I don't know why he had 47 pairs of scissors in his room, but I'm glad I found them, because I can never freaking find a pair of scissors in our house. I don't know what he does with them. Like, what does he do with all of the scissors? Why do you need all of the scissors? He has pairs of them in his bathroom too. Like, I genuinely don't know what he's doing with them. Anyway, so yeah. So there were many side quests. There were many other things that also needed to be cleaned up in our house. And so I tried to do a lot of things. I had every intention of cleaning our basement. You will see it later in a little bit. I had a lot of good intentions of cleaning the basement. And I started on it while I was waiting for Amari to wake up so that I could get into my daughter's room. But that's going to just have to be its own video. That's going to have to be its own project another time, maybe on Christmas Eve. Who knows? Like I won't release the video on Christmas Eve, but maybe that's the day that I'll clean it. Cause I will have time cause I'm taking time off of work. So anyway, that's the plan. That's what happened. We're also going to get to, I think I said, a couple bathrooms, my bedroom, the kitchen a little bit. It's like almost a whole house clean again, just like last time. But with a twist of flu. And I can tell you, so you noticed I'm wearing a mask. I know that's super controversial for some. Also controversial, I got my flu shot and my daughter got her flu shot as well. We got them together. We were both very brave. And so my hope is that will protect us and that I won't get sick, because here's the deal, guys. Like, I cannot afford to go down with the flu. Like I mean, no one can, right? Like it sucks for everybody, and I feel really awful for Amari. Like he was miserable. Like there was, I think, yeah, like a full day or two where he had that super high fever. And we started pushing like the Advil and Tylenol and fluids and stuff. But yeah, my greatest fear is being really sick, because the problem with me being sick is that I cannot rest. Like there is never a time or a place for me to actually rest. And actually, that was the other reason that I was sort of like in panic mode on this day, trying to get Amari back into his room, because if myself or my husband happen to go down next with the flu, like if either one of us, or if both of us get it, I guess it doesn't matter, but if either one of us gets it, I wanted my daughter's room to be available and clean so that we could, like one of us could sleep in there if we had to. So that was the other sort of like urgency behind this project. But yeah, when I'm sick, there is no rest, right? There's no like, I can just sleep as much as I want and not worry about anything. It is just still full on caregiving, taking care of my daughter, taking care of the dogs, doing everything. So, plus obviously it's Christmas week and we have things we would like to do. We have people we'd like to see, and we don't want to bring the flu to anyone else, which again, we will not. Like if Amari is better, like his temperature has come way down to normal now. So I think we're okay to go on Christmas Day or on Christmas Eve to go spend time with people. But yeah, if Ed or I or Amelia get sick, obviously we won't go. So hopefully everybody stays okay. Fingers are crossed. And you may be asking, why did half of the family get the flu shot and the other half didn't? I don't know, because I can't force everybody to do what they're supposed to do. Oh, and look at that. It looks so nice. Yay, good job, Megan. What are we going to do now? Oh, we're going to look at I forgot. Yes, I clean his bathroom next. We're not going to clean the shower though, because I don't have time for that. But we're just going to clean all the surfaces and declutter. Yeah. So what the heck was I saying? I don't remember. That's okay. All right, moving on. What else can we talk about? Oh, I wanted to share just a little, there's a couple of like popular topics going around. Oh, the flu vaccines. I can't force people. Sorry. I do want to keep ranting about that. So don't go anywhere if you were excited about that rant. I mean, listen, if you don't want to get the flu shot, I don't care. I know it's a personal preference. Do whatever you want. I don't care. But in our family, my husband works in a nursing home. He is supposed to get a flu shot every year as part of his employee like obligations, because he works with a vulnerable population, right? Like if the staff all start coming down with the flu and COVID and whatever, and then they pass it to the patients or the residents or whatever, like that's not cool, right? So he is supposed to get it, but then his company stopped offering it on site. So then he just got busy and he never did it, whatever. My son, same kind of, I mean, he's not really necessarily obligated to get it for any reason, but just as part of a family where we, both parents work with older adults. And then my daughter obviously is vulnerable. She's 3, she's little. Like if she has a super high fever, that's not great. It would just be nice if he would get the flu shot, I think. And he didn't say no. There was just never a good time. There was never like a convenient time. So he never got it. But I always get mine around October, and I brought my daughter with me and she did great. She was a super brave girl. I was a brave girl. We did great. So that was fine. That was good. But yeah, it sucks for Amari. Like I wish he had gotten it, because I've heard even if it doesn't totally prevent you from getting the flu, it can like reduce the severity of it potentially. Or if it's not the right strain, like if the vaccine doesn't match whatever strains are going around that season, then I guess it doesn't work at all and it's pointless. So I don't know. I don't know that much about science. All I know is that I'm hoping that it works, because I don't want to get the flu. And there is Amari's bathroom. We're just going to close the shower and not worry about that. But yep, he's got new toilet paper. Everything's clean. Everything is sanitized with Clorox wipes, and there is all of his dirty laundry. So much laundry. Oh my God. Okay, guys, this is the basement. What is wrong with me and my family? Hi, little mouse. Yeah, what is wrong? What is wrong with me and my family? This is not all me. I mean, it's a lot has to do with me, because I brought all of Amelia's toys from the living room down here. So that's what those boxes are. We won a prize. That's what that pink bog bag thing is. We won a raffle at my daughter's school. That giant box is what the Christmas tree came in. That is a pile of clean laundry, believe it or not. Those sheets and blankets are clean. Those sheets and blankets are dirty. And all of that laundry is dirty, I think. Some of it might be clean. I don't know. Amari leaves his laundry downstairs most of the time. So who knows? Who knows? So here you will see me try to get started with the basement declutter. Off camera, there was a lot of standing around thinking about what I was going to do. But I honestly just don't, I'm overwhelmed, you guys. I'm overwhelmed by the basement. Here's what I've done. Here are the steps I've taken to prepare, because a lot of what happens with the clutter shifting is that there's just nowhere, there's not a home for everything. So I did order 6 large plastic bins with lids, because we do occasionally have a mouse problem in our garage, which is where we store stuff. We also have a shed in our backyard where we store stuff. But if it doesn't have an airtight, well, not airtight, but if it doesn't have a really good seal, then mouse poop gets in stuff, and that's gross. That happened to our Christmas ornaments this year. We had to get some new Christmas ornaments. So that's gross. So, and stockings, I don't even know where our Christmas stockings are. So I bought a bunch of new bins. which I'm very excited about. I know I'm not a minimalist. Shocker, I know. I don't know if you can tell that I'm not a minimalist by looking at the scene before your eyes. Um, but listen, I am trying to declutter. I'm trying to get rid of stuff, sort of, kind of. I'm a little non-committal at the moment, but the deal is like I don't know. I need the storage bins. I know I should just get rid of a bunch of stuff, but I also need a legit place to put the things that I'm going to keep. Do you know what I mean? Like that shelving unit that has those green pieces of fabric on it towards the back. Um, I really want to go through that and like get rid of things and make it so that I'm not trying to hide stuff with pieces of fabric like poorly. It looks like a mummy, like a bad mummy. I don't know. Um, so I want to like look, okay, that bin I'm looking at right now, it's just like that's from years ago. It's kitchen stuff from years ago from when I had an apartment. Oh, and then look, I got distracted because Amari was awake, and I was like, okay, good. I need to get into that room. Immediately, my husband's going to be so mad at me, but immediately I got in there and took the plastic seal off of the window so that I could open it and get fresh air in there because I am so scared of germs, you guys. I'm so scared of germs. I'm so scared. Um, so I mean, it was to help keep the heat in the house. Like it's for insulation purposes, but it's not that cold today or that day or today. So I had to get fresh air. Like our house is just a freaking petri dish. So anyway, so I abandoned the basement. I'm cleaning my daughter's room now. You will see that. But let me just finish talking about the basement and the issues. I want to get stuff out. I really, really, really want to get stuff out. But I also, for the things we're going to keep, I want to have like a good, appropriate place to put the things we're going to keep instead of what I currently do, which is just like shove everything randomly to the perimeter of the room. Um, that's just not like, obviously that's not working. Obviously it's not working. Also, we have a massive linen problem now because I bought all these extra sets of sheets and all these extra blankets um, this year. And so now our linen closet's a disaster. There's too much, we have too many linens, too many blankets, too many sheets. Like, I like having multiple sets of sheets for each bed because it makes it easier. Like when we do the laundry, you don't have to wait for the whole load to finish before you put the new sheets on. You will see that later when I make my bed towards the end. Like we have a lot of different, we have a variety of blankets and stuff. So I like having the variety. I like having a lot because I don't like having to wait to remake the bed, because if I don't, if I leave the bed stripped and I don't make it again right away, like the chances of me coming back around and remembering that I left it that way are slim. And then by the end of the day, when I'm exhausted and I come back into the bedroom and I'm like, oh no, I didn't make the bed. Crap. I really don't want to right now and I'm exhausted, but now I have to. So I want to avoid that at all costs. Like if I'm in the middle of something with my ADHD, I need to just friggin' do it. Like I just need to finish the entire cycle from start to finish before I move on, or else it shall not ever be done. Here you're seeing me clean off like the hard surfaces and some of the toys that were exposed. I don't think Amari was like playing with these toys. They were in the air. I don't know. I was very tempted also to take all of Amelia's clothes and like rewash them, like all the clothes that were out and exposed in the room. But I thought perhaps that was a little bit of overkill. And I think the flu virus only stays on surfaces. I don't think it stays on surfaces for that long, like maybe a couple of hours, but not like days, you know? So hopefully we're all fine. Guys, I hope we're all fine. If I come down with the flu tomorrow, I'm going to be really sad. What is the incubation period? I haven't Googled it. Like, shockingly, I have not Googled it. Like, from the time that you're infected until your symptoms show up. Because I'm just wondering, like, let's say I got infected on, I don't know, Thursday or Friday, right? Like, would I already be sick by now? Or is there still a chance that I could still get sick, you know? I don't know. Sorry, I just drank water. I apologize. That's not very professional. I should have paused, but I didn't. But that's okay. We're going to get through this. Guys, we are 20 minutes in. You're going to see a tragedy soon with that Cinderella castle. Oh, and here, oh man, I did not. So I bought all these. Here's another little hack that I've been trying. I bought all these little laundry baskets to put random things in. Like, yes, to put laundry in, sure, but also to just put my random junk in. Like, I can, you'll see later when I'm in the kitchen and dining area, like, I'll just throw stuff in one of these baskets that doesn't belong in that room so that I can transport it to its correct location. So I bought all these little baskets, but now here you see me, like, at some point the chickens come home to roost, right? Like, at some point I have to actually deal with the stuff that I toss in the basket. I mean, I guess I don't have to. Stuff could just live in there, but it was starting to bother me, mostly because I want the baskets back. Like, I need the baskets. I can't just buy like 100 baskets and have them all over the house. Can I? I mean, I could, I guess. They're like $5. But yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I needed the baskets back. So I decided here that as long as I was there and dealing with it, like, I might as well just deal with the stuff in the baskets. That one, the handle broke, and every time I try to use it, I'm so annoyed. And I was like, I have enough. I can just throw that one away and stop hanging on to a broken basket. Like I said, they're only $5, so I guess that's the consequence of that. But anyway, I'm proud of myself. I have one empty basket. I put all the stuff away, and then the other basket that I left, that just has like actual laundry in it, that I'll deal with at some point. Okay, now here you will see me vacuum. It's going to be fascinating. It'll be great. But then you're going to see a very sad thing. I guess I might as well just tell you, since I already spoiled it. That Cinderella castle that you see on the little table, it is made of Lego, and it is going to fall, and it is going to crash, and it is going to break apart. And I am going to have a decision to make. Am I going to fix it, or am I going to just abandon ship and walk away and move on with the other things I need to take care of? Now, since my husband was keeping Amelia entertained at this point, you will see, I chose to go ahead and try to rebuild. The problem with that is that I didn't have the instructions anymore. I did have a few moments of panic and frustration because I wasn't quite sure what the hell was going on with the castle, but I did persevere, and I rebuilt it to the best of my ability. And oh man, I was getting a little tired there. Yeah, and here it comes. Oh no. Replay. Oh, yeah, that was dumb. It looks like the leg caught on the bed, and I didn't mean for that to happen, and then everything tipped. Oh, yeah. So that was a bummer. But on the plus side, I got to sit down and take a break for a few minutes to rebuild. So, Well, but first I was going to clean. I did. I disinfected the table while I was there. So, yeah, that was great. I was wearing a glove because my hands were getting raw from washing my hands so many times and getting chemicals on them. I mean, I still did wash my hands like 4 billion times that day, but I thought the glove would at least protect me from the Clorox wipes for a little bit. But yeah, and here you will see me try to reassemble the Cinderella castle for a while. What else can we talk about, guys? I feel like we haven't caught up. Oh, I have a couple of like popular topics I want to talk about because before I started recording the voiceover, I was like, okay, this is a whole hour. It might be a good idea for me to prepare a little bit to come up with some topics just in case we have some downtime in the visuals. So my topics are as follows. Moms filling their own stockings and or moms waking up on Christmas Day year after year to an empty stocking. This is making the rounds on my social media. I don't know about yours, so I definitely want to share my opinion on that. Another topic is kids going no contact with their parents, like adult children. That's a hot topic since Oprah did that interview or show or whatever. I don't know. I didn't see it, but whatever. People are talking about that. And then I want to talk about medical stuff. I think I'm going to start there because it's more personal and whatever. So let's talk about my chart. I don't know what system your hospital or doctor's office uses, or how your medical community operates, right? Your whatever however you're operating, right? If you go to a doctor that's associated with a hospital system, or if you go to an independent doctor, whatever. But here's how my situation works. And I am so angry. I was yelling at AI today, like the automated person who answered the pharmacy phone at Walmart today. But okay, so two separate things. Number one, I was trying to get my Zepbound prescription filled. Okay, so I called Walmart because I was like, hey, is it? Oh, and I was airing out the room with the fan. I was like, hey, is my Zepbound order approved yet? Or what's the deal? And they were like, nope, not like once I got to talk to a human, they were like, nope, sorry, like your doctor's office has to fill out a pre-authorization form for the Zepbound and see if they approve it. Oh, and okay, let me explain what happened. So I cleaned my daughter's room and then I put more stuff in there because I had to start doing laundry and there was nowhere to put it. And then this was the state of my bedroom. So you're going to watch me deal with that for a little bit. So, and it was 3 hours later because I tried to take a nap and like relax for a little bit. And so this was much later. So that's the explanation for that. So anyway, so the Zepbound, the weight loss injection. So before though, I could talk to a human being when I never ever call the pharmacy at Walmart. Like there's never a reason to. I never do it, but I called and this automated voice was like, what can we help you with? And I was like, I want to talk to a representative because I've been through this before. Like, just let me talk to a human being, right? They were like, yes, but we can probably help you faster on our end here. And I was like, I really would like to talk to a representative. And they're like, I don't understand. And I said, a human being. And they said, I'm sorry, I don't understand. And so I went back and forth and round with this computer person, the computer, for like 5 minutes. And then I hung up and called back and tried again. And I followed their prompts because they thought they could help me faster than a human being. Turns out they couldn't. And I really did have to talk to a human to find out the answer to my question. So that was really frustrating. And then I called to make my follow-up appointment with the hematology/oncology office at my hospital system, like my whatever I go through here. And because my doctor, if you didn't watch my last video, that's fine. But basically, I had abnormal lab results, and my doctor wants me to follow up with a hematologist. Now, on my chart, you can schedule certain types of appointments on the app that my medical provider uses. Okay, so you can make certain appointments that way. If you're a new patient, you can make certain appointments with new doctors and new specialists. Or if you are an established patient, you can make like your annual appointments. But if you have like a major problem, or if you need to see certain types of specialists, then you have to call. So I called, okay? I called. And of course, it's not the actual doctor's office. It is a call center. It is a main number to some random lady sitting in an office that has nothing to do with any of the doctors that you need to make an appointment with. So I call this poor lady because I'm sure she gets a lot of heat because she can't do anything. So I call her and she's like, hey, yeah, so I can't make that appointment for you, but I'm going to forward your information to the nurse navigator for that specific office. And then that nurse navigator will give you a call back sometime in the next 28 to 48 hours. I about lost my mind because like, okay, so I'm calling because of the hematology aspect of this provider's office, okay, like a blood pathology doctor, all right, because my white blood cell count was elevated. But when they answer the phone, it's like full, they don't even mention hematology. They're just like, hello, oncology office. And so like, what if I was somebody calling with cancer, right? Like a potential new cancer diagnosis. Like, what if that was the case? And I have to go through this whole rigmarole and I have to call and get put on hold, and then they call you back. And then when they talk to you, they're like, oh, I'm actually not the one who can help you. You actually have to wait for this other person to call you back. And by the way, it's probably not going to be today. Like, it could be in 2 days from now. Like, that is so infuriating and unacceptable. And this is just to make the appointment, right? This is not the actual appointment. This is just to get past the barrier of like making the appointment. Like, this is for the privilege of being allowed to schedule something. I am so upset. I mean, in my current situation, I guess I'm not that anxious about things. Like, I'm not freaking out, I suppose. But if I thought I had cancer, like if I really, really thought I might have cancer, can you imagine having to wait 2 more days to get a phone call back to even schedule an appointment? That who even knows like when the first available appointment's going to be, because it's like Christmas in 3 days. I mean, I don't even know. Guys, I don't know. Oh, here is me dusting off our ceiling fan for the first time in 5 years since we've moved here. I had regrets almost immediately because I had literally just made the bed and vacuumed already. No, did I vacuum already? I think I vacuumed already. Yes, off camera. Yes, I think I had already vacuumed. But in any case, I had regrets about dusting the fan because I had just made the bed and everything was clean. So that was a mistake. Note to self: if I happen to dust again in another like 4 to 5 years, maybe do it before I make the bed and vacuum, because that was sad. But once I started, I couldn't stop because I was like, it is so disgusting. Like, I have to. So anyway, more laundry down to the basement. I cannot tell you how many loads of laundry I did yesterday, but I would say it is in the ballpark of probably probably 7 to 8 loads of laundry, at least. At least. And I still have more today that I'm doing. Like the laundry is not finished. And it will, I mean, it will never be finished, right? Because we keep wearing clothes and stuff, unfortunately. But like, what the heck? What the heck, guys? That is so much laundry, which is why I need those bins, those storage bins. I'm so excited. I got a notification that they just got delivered at my house. So I'm very excited. If you're asking where am I now, I am at my office. I'm at my counseling office right now. I'm having the best day. Can I just tell you what a great day I'm having? I only scheduled, because last week I was feeling pretty burnt out. So I only scheduled one client for today because I knew I was going to need to protect my peace this week. So I only scheduled one client for today at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I rolled in a little bit late. I saw my one client. It was great. I think I did great work. Oh, and here's the room. I think I was ready to give up at this point and just say, like, this is fine. And I walked away for a while. It was just like, that's enough. And then a few hours later, I was like, I gotta clean. I gotta clean the kitchen. I gotta make my kid a snack first. But I was gonna say I got a second wind, but I didn't really get a second wind. I just realized that if I wanted to feel good this week, like it would be better if I just finished resetting the house completely rather than letting the kitchen be a disaster, letting the bedroom be a disaster, letting my bathroom be a disaster. So before the end of the day, I think it was like 5 o'clock or something, I was like, all right, fine. I will get off my butt. I will come and finish all the things. So this was like a full day situation that you're watching. I took some breaks in between because, yeah. But anyway, today that you're listening to, not watching on like what you're watching was Sunday, and when I'm talking to you is Monday. So I had one client. She was great. I was great. I was very present because I wasn't stressed. And then I ate some lunch. I ordered in Thai food. That was amazing. I finished all my notes. And now I'm talking to you, fine people. And I have plenty of time to do it. So yeah, I feel great. And I was very proud of myself that I actually waited to do this voiceover until after I finished my notes, because normally when given the choice, like when I do have time, I almost always choose to do this, like to work on my fun hobby instead of doing the work that's actually going to pay me like decent money. I feel like my priorities and my motivators are a little out of whack. But I think this is also obviously like mentally less taxing because I'm just chatting with you, right? Like I'm just telling you about my day. I'm just telling you about what we're seeing. There's nothing, there's nothing too stressful about it. Whereas when I'm trying to write my client notes for billing, I have to think about like Medicare guidelines and if what I'm saying is too revealing for insurance, like too exposing for the client. Like there's an art to writing therapy notes, for billing purposes. Like you don't want to, well, you do want to give enough of the gist of what you worked on so that the insurance company can be like, oh, yes, like this person needs therapy, like they have life stressors, they've got things going on. But you don't want to put so many details that if, like, God forbid, your documentation ended up in court, that like it could be, I don't know, like it could be used against the person because you wrote like crazy details that shouldn't have been in there. And then also you have to think about your own liability, right? Like if a client shares certain things with you you have to be mindful, like, how is that going to impact, um, how is that going to impact their safety? How is that going to impact your safety? How is that going to impact the safety of other people? Like, there's just a lot of things to think about. And you always want to tell the truth. You always want to be ethical. You never want to like embellish or add unnecessary things. But you do sometimes want to be mindful of what you leave out. You know what I mean? Like, a great example of this is like, if, let's say you are in a state that has very strict abortion laws, for example, or who a state that is not friendly to people who are transgender. So if I were a therapist and somebody were to come in and be like, hey, I'm really struggling, I just had this abortion and blah, 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 blah. What I might write in my note would be something like, patient is struggling with pregnancy loss, or, client is struggling with a loss, right? Like, I wouldn't say abortion, right? Another, like with someone who's transgender, right? I probably wouldn't give a lot of detail about what they're working on exactly. Like, I would just say maybe they're struggling with identity issues, or maybe they're struggling with self-esteem, or they're struggling with bullying, right? Like, you wouldn't necessarily be required to get into like the nitty-gritty details of why, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. I personally don't work with people who are in those two situations right now. That's not to say I wouldn't. I have not personally been in those situations. And I also happen to work and live in a state that is fairly friendly to those scenarios. But, you just never know. You just want to be mindful. Sorry, that was a tangent I did not plan on. But that's okay. I just a little behind the scenes. Some of you have mentioned like you might be interested in more explanations of how the healthcare system works, or how billing works, or insurance, or like what it's like to be a therapist. So that is a little insight into that. And yeah, what else? Oh yeah, I'm just here refilling my K-cup thing. It's so funny. I could have predicted this 100 years into the future. Like, I know my husband so well. I think I know him better than he knows himself sometimes. Like, so he bought this newfangled, oh, sorry. If you guys are weirded out by feet on the countertops, sorry. Amelia has this new thing where she's obsessed with getting everything herself. So she wants me to pick her up so she can choose her snacks. I should probably make her like a snack drawer, or like a snack shelf that's at her height, right? I mean, that would make so much more sense. I should really work on that. Okay, guys, remind me to work on that tonight. Like, to make a shelf in the pantry for her that she can actually reach. Duh. Oh my God, I feel like such a dum-dum. Like, that's such an obvious answer. This is why I'm glad I do this, so I can watch back. But anyway, my husband, he bought, I think I told you in a couple videos ago, he bought this new Keurig that not only has the Keurig for the K-cups for the pods, but it also has like a regular coffee pot side where you can brew ground coffee like normal, right? And so he was all excited about it. He was so happy. He was like, oh, I'm going to make my own coffee. I'm going to brew it, blah, 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 blah. And he did that, I don't know, maybe he's probably done it maybe 4 times in the last 2 or 3 weeks since we've had it. But he doesn't want to clean it out. I mean, he does clean it out. Like, he has cleaned it out every time he's used it. But I noticed that he's still using the K-cups because it's so much easier. It is so much easier. There's nothing to clean up. There's nothing to do. Like, I don't know why he bought that thing. I mean, I do know why, because he thought he was gonna. Oh, also it's only 5:30 p.m. and it is pitch black. This was filmed though on the winter solstice, on the shortest day of the year. So I guess that's why. I think it was supposed to get dark at like 3 something in the afternoon, like 3:30. So by 5:30 it was pitch dark outside. But that gives me hope, because now every day that goes by, it's going to get a little bit lighter. And so I'm very happy about that, because I hate it when it gets dark this early, because all I want to do is go to bed immediately. Like all I want to do is go to sleep. Yeah, like at this, what you're watching at 5:30, I quite honestly, if I had gone to bed and laid down, I could have fallen asleep immediately without a second thought. So anyways, the Keurig, the Keurig. I mean, listen, I don't mean to bash my husband. Like I'm the exact same way. Like as soon as I see a product that I'm like excited about, I will buy it. And then I will immediately get bored of it and move on. So I understand. But I just thought it was so funny because he was so excited about it. And then he used it like literally 4 times. And now he's like, nah, that's a lot of work to clean out the, to like clean out the filter and throw away the grounds and wash the thing out, the carafe, whatever it's called. It's like, I'll just use the K-Cups. So sorry, environment. I guess we're not very environmentally friendly. Oh, see, here comes little basket again. So this was all, I was keeping all of my teacher gifts here, like all the, and like just anybody who I was going to give a gift card to, I put in there, and then I was transferring it into my bag, and now so that I can bring it with me. This morning I gave away all of the gift cards and holiday cards to my daughter's teachers and my my business partner and her family. I took care of all that today. Good job, Megan. I feel great about it. Then I was putting all of Amelia's toys and other stuff that doesn't belong in the kitchen into the basket so that I can get it out of the kitchen. And then I was taking all the tags off of our new Christmas stockings that I just bought, because I have no idea where our other Christmas stockings are. And then I was going to buy 2 extra Christmas stockings for Ed's daughter and her husband. And I was like, why? Why am I spending another $40 on more Christmas stockings? Like they don't live at our house. I don't even know what I'm putting in the Christmas stockings. I think so far I've bought like 1 thing for each person, including myself, and for the Christmas stockings. Like I don't know. I don't want to go buy a bunch of junk, guys. I had a whole video about how I'm not going to overdo it this year and how I'm going to not overspend. And so I'm just not. I'm just not. Maybe I'll like go around the house. I forget who it was. I think somebody in one of my comment sections was saying like that they just went around and put like silly things from the house in their stockings, which I think is hilarious. So I don't know what to do, but I don't want to go spend more money on junk that nobody needs. I know that. So anyway, what do you guys do with stockings? And actually, this is probably a great time to talk quickly, because we only have about 10 more minutes, but we'll talk quickly about this whole phenomenon where moms are like, I'm sorry, this is going to sound really judgmental, but it's because I do feel judgmental about it. So buckle in. If you are somebody who often feels like a victim, you're not going to like this. You're not going to like what I'm about to say. So you were warned. So here's the deal. There are so many posts lately on social media about like, oh, mom's stocking is never filled. Mom's stocking's never filled, blah, blah, blah. Moms always fill the stockings. Their stocking's always empty, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then often there's like a picture or a video of like a mom being sad that her stocking is empty and like nobody noticed, nobody cares. Okay. I have come to the position that I think that's very victim-y and stupid. I think that's really dumb. If you are the one who's filling all the stockings, fill your own stocking. Fill your own stocking. Okay. I would never in 100 years expect my husband to fill my stocking. I would not. And all of these other women who are saying like, yeah, every year my stocking's empty. Like, okay, so you also don't expect your husband to fill your stocking, right? Like, you haven't had a conversation with your husband about filling your stocking. Your husband has no desire to fill your stocking. Your husband probably doesn't even know how the stockings get filled. He probably still believes in Santa or the elves or whatever. Like, I'm not giving the husband a pass. I'm not saying like that's great. I'm just saying if you are the one who has that task, like the task of filling the stockings, right? All of the stockings. So if you fill the stockings for your kids and your husband and the dogs, why would you not purchase some things for yourself? Like the stockings are not a surprise. I don't think. But then again, let's recall, if you are new here, you don't know this about me, you're getting the idea now. I am the most pessimistic, pragmatic person. I am not sentimental. I don't like surprises. I don't like to wait for the ending of a movie to find out what happened. I will look up spoilers ahead of time if I'm feeling impatient. I don't care about surprises. So like if there's things that I want for myself, or there's things that I'm buying for other people that I would also like to have, then I'm just going to get one for myself and put it in my own stocking. I'm just going to put it in my own stocking. Okay? Or alternatively, if you are someone who likes surprises and the stocking is a surprise for you, that's fine. But then have a conversation with your partner and be like, hey, buddy, you know how I fill up all the stockings for everybody else every year? And he'll probably be like, yep, yeah, I do remember that. And then you can say, would you please be in charge of filling my stocking this year? And then he can say, yes, I would love to. Or he could say, I don't really have the time for that this year or the capacity for that. And then you know where you stand. Or I guess if he's a jerk, he could say yes and then not do it. Or he could do a horrible job if he's not good at picking out gifts. But either way, like, you know your husband or your partner or whatever. You know the dynamics in your house. So when I'm reading these stories of women who are like, yeah, 15 years my stocking's been empty when everyone else's is full. It's like, why? Why? Why are you living like that? Either have a conversation and give the responsibility to somebody else, or if you share a bank account with your husband or your partner, just use his money to buy yourself, well, your shared money, I suppose. Use the money from the family to buy yourself stuff for your stocking. And then when you wake up on Christmas morning, you can be like, oh my gosh, I love these fuzzy socks so much. I'm so glad I picked them out for myself. Oh my gosh, my very favorite candy. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, a necklace that I actually like. And it's not some random, like, ugly thing that my husband picked up at the Walmart because he forgot to get me something until the last minute. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, pick stuff for yourself. Sorry, I know that's probably a hot take, apparently, because all of the comments that I've seen online are like, oh yeah, it's really sad, huh? Like, that's such a bummer. That's so sad. Like, why? Why are you living that way? Buy yourself presents. Put them in there. put them in there. You're already doing it for everybody else. Like, why not just get an extra, oh my God, especially if you get the same thing for everybody, right? Like when I do stockings, I get pretty much the same thing or like different versions of the same thing for all the stockings. So why would I not just get another one for myself? Why not? Get yourself a Starbucks gift card. Get yourself a Target gift card. Get yourself a new pair of earbuds or headphones. Get yourself some new socks. Get yourself some nail polish. Like, get yourself some new makeup if you want to buy some nice makeup. Like, whatever you want that you normally like don't justify spending money on, get it. Get yourself a gift certificate for the spa that you like to go to or the nail salon. Like, don't wait around for your idiot husband to put something in your stocking if he has a track record of never, ever doing it in his whole life. Like, why? Why would you sit there and still expect it if it has never happened? Okay, I'm so sorry. That was really judgmental and rude. But look at how clean my bathroom is now. One day, by the way, somebody asked in a comment recently, like, why my bathroom still hasn't been fully painted and like why I don't have a towel bar and stuff. Oh, by the way, I did finally decide to clean up this room, even though I was going to abandon it earlier. Somebody asked like why my bathroom's not finished. Because my husband didn't finish it. I don't know. Like I shouldn't be trusted to paint or install hardware because I'm not meticulous about that stuff. Like I wouldn't measure. By the way, the body pillows that you just saw, that whole situation happening. So I originally had that red like fuzzy body pillow that I got at Costco a couple years ago. I usually have it in a pillowcase. It's fine. Oh, I tried to take my temperature and I think it's broken because my temperature is not 90.4 degrees. Anyway, so then I bought a body pillow to take with me to on a trip in October to Texas. And I really like that body pillow. But now we have two body pillows. But now my husband and I are always fighting over the new one. And so I was like, you know what? It was like $15. I'm just going to buy another one. So that's what that was. I just bought another one. I was so tired. And I'm going to get rid of the red one. I think that's it, guys. We kind of came to the end a little abruptly. I'm sorry. I don't mean to end on a sour note right before Christmas. But it's not too late. You still have 2 days. If you don't think anybody else is going to fill your stocking, this is your sign and your full permission slip to please go out and buy yourself whatever you want and put it in your stocking. Willow and Archie say that's a great idea. And look, all my presents are wrapped. Everything's good. All right, I love you. I'm sorry. I still feel weird ending on such a crazy rant, but I love you so much. Merry Christmas. And I will see you probably next week soon. I'm going to enjoy some time with my family and relax. So I love you. Merry Christmas. If you celebrate, if you don't celebrate, then merry whatever you want to do. And I love you. And I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. Goodbye.